hand said, "Take it away, Meri." And I'm going, oh, that means I need to jump off my tablet and get over here on my phone. And oh, my phone turned off. Oh, well, here I am. Oh. Am I on? Am I live? I don't see anybody in here. Whoa. Oh, there's come somebody. Okay. Whew. Let me get into my videos over here on my channel and welcome people in. And I want to especially thank Janet for modding for Anne tonight. Thank you so much, Janet, for doing that. We appreciate it because we know that you have a busy life too. Thank you so much for doing that. So welcome to everybody who's coming in. Through it all, we have had, as streamers, we've had a stressful day today, and you probably have picked that up in our streams. But you know what? Every one of these dioramas has just been fantastic. I don't even measure up to these people. Oh, you guys humble me. You humble me. So this evening, I came on and I started wallpapering my wall. That's as far as I got. Well, this morning I cut the bottom out of my box and taped these two boxes together. There's where I am. So then after I came in and did my wallpapering thing, Deb Ferrell came in and, oh, she says, oh, mine's just a little something, just a little something. And it was the cutest box that she did a nighttime scene in. And that just looked, she painted that so expertly, it looked 3D without her putting anything in it. It was just beautiful. And you all who watch this know how great it was. And then she made these little wire trees with the bird in it. And she put a lid. She has a lid that goes on top. She just did a wonderful job. Excellent work, Deb. And I was sitting here all the time going, wow, wow. Then, not to be outdone, next comes Diana, Artfully Blind with Diana. And never in my wildest dreams would have I thought that someone of us would have picked a master painter, Van Gogh, and his Starry Night for a diorama. And Diana just knocked it out of the woods. She just knocked it out of the woods. We were just all sitting there going, and this is a cardboard box. You know, it was awesome. And then, not to be outdone, on comes Beth Schuler with her felting, and Beth is a felting pro. I kind of lost track of Beth because I had some things to catch up on, but I did jump back in, Beth. And when I came in, she was showing how to felt for a beginner in a little cookie cutter shape. And she answered felting questions and everything. Beth does a really great job. Beth, I bought a felting tool needle, and I have the foam rubber, and I bought some more wool. And one of these times, I'm going to join you. It will probably be next year because I have all these projects going now. But you did an excellent job, Beth. We love listening to you. And then, not to be outdone, here comes Lahr with her overstuffed chair and her teddy bear and her table and her cupboard with all the Winnie Pooh pots in there, honey pots. And she was telling the story this morning of, you know, I have to confess I'm Winnie the Pooh ignorant. Somehow that's one of the children's stories that, oh, wait a minute, Nettie. I just glanced down. Nettie, thank you. Oh, Nettie, thank you. And then followed by Deb. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, you guys, my heart. I just want to cry. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Nettie. Aw, you ladies rock. Janet said it. You ladies rock. And so do you, Janet Baum. You know what? Let's make a suggestion to YouTube that we can. Oh, Renee! Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh, Renee, thank you. Thank you, ladies, so much. Let's get back to my YouTube suggestion because YouTube, you need to listen up. We need to be able to compensate our mods. Wouldn't that be neat if we could give a super chat to our mods? Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah. YouTube comes back and says, that's your job, Meri. Oh, but you know what? I think it would be awesome if we could say, Janet, thank you so much. Here's a little money for your trouble. Janet volunteered to step in and mod for Ann tonight. And I was really worried that Ann wasn't going to have a mod. So, and Janet said she'd do it if Ann would make her a mod, and Ann did. Oh, Diana! Diana, you already gave me a super chat today. What are you doing? Returning part of it? Diana gave me a super chat this morning, and so I gave her double, so she gave me half back. I think we're even now, Diana. Thank you so much. Diana, your Starry Night was awesome. But let's get back to Winnie the Pooh. Let's get back to Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh was awesome. And Ann told this story this morning about Winnie the Pooh, and I lost my train of thought with all these yellow lines coming across the... But she told this story this morning of Winnie the Pooh, and by golly, I'm going to have to go back and listen to it because I forgot. I just have to confess to you guys that I am Winnie the Pooh ignorant. I'm Winnie the Pooh ignorant. Oh, it was with the honey pots. The honey pots. Winnie the Pooh was going to give, was it Eeyore or Eeyore, a honey pot? But he said, well, it may not be good, so I've got to taste it. And so he just took a little taste and said, well, I better be sure. And he kept tasting it until it was all gone. And I go, that Pooh Bear is going to have quite a tummy ache. Thank you guys so much for everything. Mina goes, gasp. That's what I'm doing, Mina, gasp. Thank you, Deb and Diana and Nettie. And who was the other person? Renee. Thank you guys so much. That is so awesome. YouTube's gonna go, what's going on in Meri's channel? That all of a sudden she got some super chats for once. Well, then here comes Meri with her cut box with the cutout bottom and some wood stuff here with this is, they call it, what did they call it here? Where's my roll? They call it magic cover. I got it at Dollar Tree. It's not contact paper, it's magic cover. And really, I have to tell you, it's done a pretty good job here. I smoothed out some of the air bubbles because I put this entire sheet down at once. The only trouble that I have with these and with contact paper is getting the release paper off. Now, it is 7:47 here tonight, Central Time, and I'm only going to be on till 10 o'clock. I'll do as much as I can until 10. But I'm trying to get away from the all-night sessions just because it wears me out. It wears me out, and I think it wears other people out. Like, they're going, do I have to stay? You know? And I'm trying to leave at a decent hour. But if I get all involved in something, I will stay. Now, let's see how easy I can rip this up if I'm crooked. I might have to stand up to do this. Yes, and let me go put this video in the playlist. I have saved all of the all of the videos in the Time for Art Dioramas November 2021 playlist. And I did put a link. I made a big goof this, you know. I used an old schedule to schedule the times for our hop, and I tell you, the times were wacky on that schedule, and I thought oh, I've used this schedule before, and it'll be okay, I'll use it, and I really didn't check the times, and the times were all wacky. I should have known better, and I will next time. I'll know better to go back and, it's wrong from the beginning here. I'll know better next time to go back and recheck everything. Can I get in there? Now, it's wrong from the beginning up here. Oops. Come on, Mary. Let's do it this way, Mary. We'll take it off completely. Turn it this way. Oh, oh. I need 10 hands. Let's set this in first. It's dark in here. It's dark in that box. It's dark in the box. And it's not clear up to... I can't see where I'm going because it's dark in there. It's got a dark corner. I need my overhead light on. There. Now, there we go. Now, I've got some down here, but I think I'm going to turn this box around. No, I really do want this at the top. No, it doesn't matter really, except it might stand better if it's got a flat bottom. I want a piece down here. And in order to do that, I'm either going to have to cut... Now, let's just cut a piece. And see, this kind of gets wrinkly if you don't roll it up right. Let's get my scissors out. And let's cut from the back. I need, what, about 1.5 inches? And I'm going to cut along the grid line here. And I thought I had, I guess I used it. We're going to cut off 1 inch and 2 inches because I want to cut at the mark here, at the inch mark. And I'm cutting down toward the bottom, probably off the screen. Let me stand up again. I want to try to make some ceiling tiles tonight. And I have duct tape, but I didn't have time to get it out. So I'm going to use aluminum foil. And I really liked Becky's suggestion of tiling, cutting them into squares. And so I think I'll cut them into maybe 1.5 inch squares. Now they will go on the roof, on the ceiling, and maybe one row coming down so that we can, you know, the ceiling will be a dropped ceiling, I guess you could say. A dropped ceiling. And let's put this piece down in here. I might have to trim that off a little. Hold it, let me roll this up. Oh, look, it matches. How about that? It matches. How did that happen? That never happens when I'm sewing. And Beth said to put black lines along the edges, because I will have some squiggly edges here. Now, it doesn't match there, but it matches pretty good in here, but this doesn't match, but that's okay. Because there'll probably be counters and all that. And I want, you know, I want to put so much in this box. And Lahr, bless her heart, she's gifted me a cash register and 3 sewing machines, and Becky sent me a bubble gum, little bubble gum, I guess I should say dispenser. Just darling things. Well, I guess I need to put it this way if I want it to match. Okay. And I need my pen again. Did I give it back to her? Or did I throw it someplace? Hi, Jane. Welcome, Jane. Hi, Leslie. Janet's here. Rebecca's here. Welcome, welcome. If I didn't get a welcome said to you, it's just because I'm a bit addled. I would say today, but maybe all the time. It's not easy running a chat, doing art, and running a chat at the same time. Very talented people can do it, but I'm not really one of them. Deb says, today has been a great art day. I have loved it. I have too, Deb. Renee is here. Thank you, Diana. Nettie's here. Thank you, Renee. Red Wagon, thank you so much. Thank you, Deb. I'm just kind of going up the chat stream, seeing if I missed anybody. Janet is here. Popo is here. Hi, Popo. Natty, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, you guys, you do my heart good. Leslie, Popo, Mitzi. Hi, Mitzi. Popo, Leslie, and Cheryl. Don't want to miss saying hello to Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Artie Dar. Welcome, Artie Dar. Jane says, it's okay, Mary. Thank you, Jane. It's nice to have somebody say to you it's okay. I'm going to have to put this on the other side first. It's okay. Well, let's put this right here. It's not matched up perfectly, but enough that when I'll be putting counters and stuff like that in there, this will probably get covered up, the line going across here. I'm okay with that. So now what I want to do is take this box off of my desk. I can't even see it all in my phone, but I do see it all in my tablet, which is really interesting that I see more of my desk on my tablet than I do in my phone. So I'm going to take this off, and we're going to try to make some, oh look, my phone cord is dangling down. Was that dangling down before, or did I just bump that? I have this really long phone cord, and I better make sure that I'm getting, it says 69%, but it says it's charging. Well, that could happen because I had my phone. I'm going to have to make sure that it's getting juice. Remind me to check the charger to make sure that it's actually charging up, because I'm at 69% now, and that scares me. We're going to try to make some tiles here, some ceiling tiles, and I'm just going to kind of fake it in a way, because I don't want to have to go buy. And that's kind of what I liked about what Diana and Ann did, and well, all of them. They used materials that they had at hand. I'm not sure about my embossing folders, if I have something for an embossing that could emboss it. I'd have to go get out my embossing. And I just thought of this today, I didn't really plan ahead to do this. So let's just fold this in half first. And let's just see if we can mimic some ceiling tiles. So, and I don't care if they're crinkly, and you guys might get a little bit of a shine, and I didn't get that even, but that's okay. I won't even use it. Now, let me go out here and Google ceiling tiles. And I finally got smart and put my browser on my desktop so I wouldn't have to go hunt for it. And we are just going, we're at random org. Probably from the last time that I did a pick 10 or something. Let's get rid of that and type in 10 ceiling tiles. Ceiling tiles. And I'm just doing that to see, to get a inspiration. To get inspiration. Now I might fold this in half one more time so that it's really thick or thicker, so that when I draw into this, that it will actually, you know, deboss or emboss. Kind of smooth that out. I could go, I don't know if I could go one more time. That was, see, this is 4 inches. It would make it 2 inches, and that's enough. Is that 4 inches? 1, 2, that's 3 inches. No, I don't want to go one more time. Well, I really do want to go one more time. But I don't have this, I don't want to make it, well, 3 inches would be 1.5, wouldn't it? That would be enough. Let's fold this one more time. Yeah, that's good. Like this. Oh, look at those ceiling tiles. Now, I won't do anything too elaborate. Let me go to images. What the ceiling tiles I'm looking at, you know, they're like a circle, but a corner of that circle, it's like when you carve a rubber stamp, and so like you have a square here, and then you turn it, and you have a square here, and you have a square there, and a square there. Well, I'm not sure I want to get that elaborate, because I don't want to have to plan all that out. It's like when you quilt, and you match all your squares together, and it comes into a new design. Oh, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to draw. Well, let's just smooth this out a little, and I'm going, I think I have a embossing tool that was gifted to me by Sharon Lombard gifted me, and so did Ann, by the way. And I think that one came from Annie V, not our Ann, but Annie V. And I have one in here that Sharon Lombard gifted to me, but I can't put my hands on it because I shook things around. We'll just use this one. Oops. Hold it. What's that? No, that's a screwdriver. Oh, I have this bucket of watches, wrist watches, and I want to learn how to take the back off, but I needed some little tools, and they finally came in. Okay, now I'm just going to draw a line here, and I'm going to cut that off just to make it even. All right, and this is, I believe, 1.5 inches wide. Yeah, approximately, if I folded straight. So every 1.5 inch, where did my tool go to? Every 1.5 inch, I'm going to, it might be a little over one. They're not going to be completely square. That's just the way it is for Meri. I'm going to go 1.5 inch here. I should do that with my ruler. And I'm just going to do a simple design in the middle, but let me, so there's 1/2 inch. And I should probably ink this so that you can see. If I ink where the lines are, you'll be able to see the design better. But I'll come back to that. Okay, now this has to be 1.5. And this might take me a while, but I got till 10 o'clock. I'm in no hurry. this diorama will get done when it gets done. I'm still working on dolls from a couple months ago. I've got 2 left to do. And I found a tassel that belongs to one today that I couldn't find before, and I was hunting through stuff to do that doll this morning, and there it was. All right. So here, I don't know how many tiles it'll take to do this at 1.5 inches. We might have some left. We're going to have to do some tile work. And let's see. So 1 and you know, I'm not totally accurate on things. I do my best, but it's still beyond my capability to be totally accurate. I wish I were that accurate with stuff. But I get a good representation, and that's all I'm really after. 1.5 inches. So there's the half, and here's the next 1 mark. Right there. We might have enough to tile the first layer. All right. And there's the half mark. Let's see. No, that's the 1 mark. This is the 1 mark. And this is the half mark. Right here. And I think I got room for a couple more here. Let's set this on a line that I can see. And I will zoom in after I get this done so you guys can see it better, because you're just seeing me do this. You're not seeing the... But I haven't done a design on it yet. And I'll probably do something like an X and maybe color in a part of the X or something, make lines across it, do a Zentangle type thing. A Zentangle ceiling tile. Oh, yeah. And this really isn't a tin ceiling. Right now, it's an aluminum ceiling. It's an aluminum ceiling. All right. Do I have enough left for 1? And yes, I do. Just a teeny bit left at the edge here. All right. So I've got... Oh, did I do this at 1.5? Let's do this one. And it's just right. The half mark. Well, yeah, it is right here. I did cut that off. All right, let me zoom in so you guys can see the design a little bit better, and I'll look at chat. And let me turn my camera a bit. All right. And I'm wearing a red sweater, and you can see the reflection, kind of, the red off of here. All right, let's look at chat. Cheryl says, hello, Jane. Jane says, hello, Cheryl. Cheryl says, hi, Red. Hi, Janet. Janet says, hello, Cheryl. Red says, hiya, Cheryl. Okay, they're saying hi. Rebecca's here. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome, welcome. Janet said hello to Renee. Red Wagon is Renee. Every time I see little red wagon now, I'm going to think of Kimberly 557. I'm going to think of her washi tape wagon. A wagon, a red rider wagon with filled with washi tape. Artie Dar is here. Jane is here. Artie Dar is saying hello to everybody. Jane says hello to everybody. And Janet's dropping links to the playlist. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, thank you. All right, I think I've gone up to... Oh, there's Mina. Hi, Mina. All right, let's see what kind of a tile I can do here that's... Let me go back and look at my images and see if I can't pick out a... Oh, well, there's one here that's actually a wallpaper tin ceiling. But what it is, it's a square inside of a square. Now, I don't think I can get each one of these square again without a lot of trouble. I want something very, very simple, like a big old X. Oh, here, we'll do this one maybe. We're going to do X's. we'll start right here and go corner to corner. And we'll do this on every one. Let me look and see. I can see what you guys are seeing because yeah. So I'm going to go corner to corner. And I'm using the larger of this too. There's a little ball down on this side and a larger ball point on this side. And I'm just going to do X's this way, almost like a quilting pattern, but you'll see. Meri keeps saying, you'll see. I don't want to. And actually, it was Becky's idea to cut the tiles apart and Anne's idea to just draw the design on there. And I think that that's going to work rather than me trying to emboss this. I think it would if I had the right embosser, embossing folder. I think you could probably emboss this and get a nice design. But we're just going to do something very simple here. And I think I wouldn't necessarily have to cut this apart because it already is lined up nice. But I like the idea of cutting it apart. We'll have to think about that because I would cut it apart and then just have to paste it back together again. So I might do strips of it. But the advantage in cutting it apart, come to think of it, oh, you guys are getting a glare. I'm really sorry about that. You could have carved a stamp. Yeah. Yeah, Janet. I could have, couldn't I have? That would have been fun. But I'm off on this. The advantage of cutting it apart is that I can turn these tiles different directions. So I think Becky's right. Let's cut them apart. I think Becky's idea was because I can turn these and you'll see what I mean. For right now, they're just, pretty simple designs. But, however, let's just finish what I'm doing here. I got until 10 o'clock. It's only a little after 8. If you guys have to go to bed, Meri understands. If you want to go watch somebody else, Meri understands. But give me a thumbs up before you leave. And thank you guys for encouraging those who did dioramas today. Can't you tell that they put their heart and soul into those? I just thought that every diorama that I saw today just knocked it out of the water. And they just kept getting better and better and better. The longer we went, Diana, that Van Gogh Starry Night was just awesome. I would have never have imagined that somebody, and that could have been a theme in itself. Choose a painting and make a diorama of it. You could do a primitive painting. Diana chose Van Gogh's. And then, not only did she choose and make a diorama out of Starry Night, she did a premiere, but she was reading off facts about Van Gogh, the history of it. And it just made it interesting for everybody. And Sylvia did her diorama in a little round container. Just cool. And, well, Gigi, she did a waterfall that is located near to her. And what I really liked about that is that she chose a scene in her local area. And then she used these 4 little hearts to represent people that she really cares about, which I'm guessing are probably members of her family. But I don't know that for sure. But just all of these dioramas knocked it out of the water. Beth did felting, and Lahr did Winnie the Pooh. Okay, now I've got my lines in there pretty easy, but I want to be able to take these apart and form different designs. Oh, you're welcome, Diana. Thank you. And Tim is here. He said, but what happened to Go's ear? He chopped off a part of it. Actually, I think Diana said that it was just a little tip of the earlobe that he chopped off. But our history books make us think that he chopped off the entire ear. Wasn't it the left ear? Was it the left ear? All right, I want to go look at my okay, let's see what I want to do. I don't want to do anything too complicated, but I want to make different, I want to be able to make different, so that I can turn these. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, hopefully on these, is just do some vertical lines like this to represent a half of a diamond. Then when I cut this apart, we'll take another vertical diamond and put under a vertical lines on a diamond, and we'll put that under here, and it'll make a diamond. So let's just do that and see what happens. I don't want to do anything too complicated. And let's see what will happen to the others. Maybe I'll have to think, what should we do here? Well, let's do these first. So this one will go this way. And then I'm going to take a little bit of ink and darken this so it won't be so glary and it'll look more like tin. Okay, these two, this one needs one here. And this one needs one here. So we got one set, two set. One, two, I'm working on three. And these lines won't match up. When I put this up to here, the lines won't match up. They'll just be vertical lines. These lines won't match up with those lines. You would have to be very precise to do that, and I'm not going to take the time here, but it could be done. Are you guys seeing the lines? Let me see what you're seeing. Do, 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 do. Yeah, you're seeing them. Mary, is this diorama going to be your studio? Janet, it is going to be the Meri Atelier, the general store in the Meri Atelier. Anne sent me this little cash register. She sent me 3 sewing machines. She sent me a telephone and a little hat, a little hat stand with a hat on it, some kaleidoscopes, a golf club, a phonograph, an old gramophone that I called a megaphone this morning. It's a gramophone. I have a grandfather clock. Becky sent me a bubblegum machine and a little brush tree. You know, and I didn't ask for this stuff. They just said, Mary, this has to go in your general store, and they sent it to me. Now, how about that for generosity? All right, 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, 4 set, and this will be, we'll have five sets here. But I have to figure out, I'm going to turn this in a minute here. So we've done these triangles here. So what do I want to do? Oh, you know, and I pressed, no, that's okay. So what do I want to do in these triangles? I want to do something different. I could do them that way, but no, I think what I'll do is just do a simple outline like this. And let's just color that little triangle in as best we can. It will not be perfect. We'll just emboss it. And let's do the same over here on each one. And it should have And when I rub ink on this, it should be like a little, it should come together as a kind of a solid looking triangle. A diamond shaped, I mean. And that's going to be the entire design of my faux tin ceiling. And we'll match these up. And who knows, once I get turning these around, I might decide to alter my design. I don't know. I'm just going to do this for right now because it's quick and it's easy. Yeah, today I was thinking I'd have to have a tin ceiling in this. And yeah, I want to play with the tops of the boxes, and I want to do a gate. Now, I had done a drawing, a sketch that isn't quite done years ago, at least a year or two ago, of the front gate going into the Meri Atelier, and it has kitty cats on it. It's just like an iron gate, you know, that opens, well, it opens, this one happens to have two. I could do just one and put a silhouette of a cat on it. And I think I'll do that with one of the lids because I've got two lids to my boxes. I've got two boxes that I glued together. And if I take the first lid and just leave it alone, it'll just be solid. It might be a brick door or something. It might be a door, but it will be a painted door. Could I open it? We'll have to think about that. But then you open up that lid, you lift it up, and then you'll have a gate that opens. Maybe like that. It should be the other way. The gate should be on the front, and you go through the gate, and you have a door that opens, and then you go into the main room of the Meri Atelier, the old general store building. But take this, the general store is being built in this diorama according to what I have on hand. It really, you know, I would have to sketch out what I really see in my mind for it. But, and as I was saying this morning, maybe what I have on hand will alter what I see in my mind, because once you do something like this, this is how we're going to picture the main floor of the Meri Atelier. Now, the Meri Atelier is like it's not a little one-story wooden general store. It's a big old department store that they called a general store because it was, what is that store in, is it in Loveland or Fort Collins, where it's a big, Black Friday store. It's a big old department store, and everybody goes there on Black Friday, and it has everything. Well, that's kind of like the Meri Atelier back in when the building was still a general store. You could go and buy food and clothing and well, it's an upgraded general store is what it is. Okay, we're gonna, should I ink these first? I think I should probably ink them before I cut them. Let's ink these up. And I have the back of Rosemary Morris's invoice. All right, we're going to ink on these. I want to use black, but my heart's telling me to use brown. Maybe I'll use a combination. I want them to get looking less shiny and more like tin. I got a sponge out here. They were falling on the floor. And let's start with the brown. Let's get Penelope off my desk before I knock her over the cliff. And I'm just going to, Rosemary was kind of doing, is that going to even stick on there? Well, maybe we need to go to the black. Rosemary was kind of doing something like this, only last, well, not last night, Wednesday, black goes better. When she was gilding, and I'm not sure this ink is even going to stay on this aluminum foil. I truthfully have never done this. I guess it's staying pretty good. This is archival ink, so, and I think what I'm doing is is dulling it down a little so it won't be quite so shiny. And I'm really not getting the pattern to come out like I want. But Rosemary was gilding the other night on the Egyptian sarcophagus. I don't know if that's gonna, can you see the X's? I don't know if that's gonna be what I want. Let's just keep at it, Mary. Maybe I got too much on there. Let's wipe a little off. Or maybe I should ink it before I emboss it. Or maybe I'll just play with this. I won't say I'll get the whole ceiling done tonight. You know, we're having our kitchen floor done. And they say they're going to do half of it one day and half of it the next. Well, they haven't come yet. I don't know. I thought they were going to do it before Thanksgiving. My brother said early December, so I'm trying to be patient. We've got a old rug. Not an well, the rug itself is in good shape, but a rug in the kitchen. It was a big thing several years ago, probably when this house was remodeled. I think they probably remodeled the house at a time when it was very stylish to have a kind of like an indoor-outdoor carpet type thing. But I hate it. I hate it. And my brother finally agreed to put in vinyl flooring. So we had him come out and do the estimates and everything. And we've had several estimates done. Well, 3. And the first 2 said they couldn't even get at it till next spring. But the third one said he could probably do it. I thought he said before Thanksgiving. But obviously, I don't think that's going to happen unless he shows up soon. Unless he shows up soon. Okay. Let's real quick go in here and put my X's back in here. I think I did it on that. Let's just kind of make those show up a little bit better after I've inked this. Real fast here, maybe. And of course, this is going to be artsy because, you know, this wall in my story, the building itself was probably built in the late 1800s. And a lot of these small towns here in Nebraska, you drive in these small towns, and I'm sure it's that way with all small towns. You look at the tops of some of those buildings where they put the date, and some of them are like 1898, I don't think I've seen any 1868s here in Nebraska because Nebraska, let's see, when did it become a state? 150 years ago, something like that. It really wasn't a state, you know. I'll have to see the statehood of Nebraska. We just celebrated it not too long ago. All right. So you can't really see the debossing here like what I'm expecting. And I'm going to go over this again. Flatten this area out. I think the ink is there, though. I think the ink is there to dull it down so it's not quite so shiny. Now, what did I do here? Did I miss one? I got this one and this one. I missed this one, I think. And I'll have, actually, well, because see, I've got some blank ones here. I'll have to decide. I'm just doing this on the fly. I didn't plan this out. What you see is what's happening. This may or may not work. That's how it interprets. It may or may not work. but I'm kind of liking it as for something really simple for a tin roof. But what I was saying is these older buildings were built like in the late 1800s, the 1880s, the 1898s. Would have made a difference if she would have stained it first and then marked, asking. Oh, I don't know. It might have. Not sure. I kind of like it like this. It might have made a difference, Cheryl. This is something to try. But I'm not going to try it. I'm going to keep doing it like this. Just because that's how I started and I don't want to start all over again. It might have made a difference. Or if I would have had some of Lahr's shoe polish. Lahr was using shoe polish tonight to stain her pieces. Now I wonder if I can darken this a little bit more. What could I, you know, I'm using black ink. The only thing I could think of is black paint over it and wipe it off. Shall we try one with black paint and then wipe off the excess? Let me get this out from underneath of it because I don't want to get painty. Let's try just the dab, a little dab of black paint, and then wipe. I'll need a towel that's under my feet. Is the towel under my feet? Oh, where did my towels go to? I thought, here they are. They're running away from me. Let's get a couple towels. I'm going to try some black paint and then do the wipe off like you would a leather journal. Because this ink may just be a little too, the consistency might be a little bit too thin for this. Although I will say in there it got pretty good. My hands are messy now. And we'll need a little piece of waxed paper to put the paint on, although my desk, I'm going to eventually pull this cover off and make something out of it and do a new clean desktop, but I haven't got around to it yet. All right, you can only see a part of my wax paper, but all I'm going to put on there is black paint. And then I'm just going to take that sponge that I was using, and we're going to try, I could try it on that test, but let's do a little black paint, and before it dries, we're going to come in and wipe it off. Oh, that works, doesn't it? That works. And the more you wipe off, you know, the shinier it will get. Now, I didn't put a design in the center of these. I'm tempted. I don't want to do a circle, and I don't want to do those again. What do I want to do? Well, I could just do a circle in the middle, like that. Let's do that. Let's just put a circle in the center of each one of these. And this will be a weird ceiling tile. This will be a very unique ceiling, but that's what happens in the Meri Atelier in Phibbsville. Everything unique happens here. All right, I'm good with this. And we're just going to emboss or deboss. Emboss, I guess, is what we're doing here. These tiles. Okay. Then we're just going to keep doing this with the... Oh! No, let's keep that out of there. What is Cheryl laughing at? Wax on, wax off. Rub and buff. Yeah, if I had rub and buff, I don't really have it. Especially in black. I've got silver, but I got a silver wax paste, but that really won't do the trick because it's already silver. Let's just do this. I think this will be good enough for our purposes. I kind of like that. It doesn't have, you know, I still want some of the tin to show through, or in this case, aluminum. And then we're going to cut these apart and turn them different ways and retile our ceiling. Now I might, instead of gluing these in the box and trying to get them lined up on the ceiling, I might just glue them down on a piece of paper and then put the paper in there, which might work better for me. Now, let's make these a little darker again. I don't want them too dark, though. I want them darker, but not dark, too dark, if that makes any sense. It's really kind of hard to judge because the light's shining on it. And the light will be different inside the box than it is here. But you know, a tin ceiling, people will look up at the tin ceiling, but in the old days, I'll bet you they looked up at it, but they were probably so used to having tin ceilings that they didn't ooh and ah over them like we do now. I keep putting more on these. All right, let's see. I kind of like that. But I think I am going to cut these apart and play with them. I've got enough paint over here to drown a fox. All right, let's cut this apart and see what happens. I'm going to cut here and here, and then I want to match up these two here. So the circles won't be, because I didn't judge, there'll be a little offset there. Can you guys see their circles there and there? They're a little offset. Let's cut this, trim this off here. Circles may not be the answer, but they're all right. Now, my next piece is going to be down here to have the triangle, the vertical lines. Triangle vertical line, I mean. Like this. Can you guys see that? Sort of. You can sort of see it when the light hits it. And that's good enough. Let's see, I'll have, well, let's just keep going, and I might have to rearrange as I... Now, you could probably sit here and play with a whole bunch of different lines, different designs. So as I come this way, my dark triangles, which aren't all the same size, will be here. So these, I'll have diamonds. Diamonds with vertical lines, diamonds with circles, and diamonds with dark triangles or darker triangles. And that's, you know, that's just good enough for me for this. It's a good experiment. Like this. I don't know if I have the right number, though, because I didn't count. Like that. It's starting to look like a tin ceiling, isn't it? Sort of. Enough to go in my diorama. Like that. Oh, I'm going to have enough with one extra just to do 9 of them. I've got 10. Oh, that one's a little short. We'll use this one. Oops, and it needs to go this way. There we go. We got 9 of them. I think that's pretty awesome myself. I can picture this with a black and white checked floor. In the Meri Atelier, though, well, I guess I could have a black and white checked floor in the Meri Atelier, but I could picture this with a black and white floor. All right, let me get out another paper here. We're going to use, this is the release paper off of that magic cover. And I'm just going to move this aside. We're going to do some more tiles, maybe enough to do one part of the ceiling. So let's get some more. I am using Reynolds wrap. Where did it go to? Where did my Reynolds wrap go to? It's down here behind my chair where I have to reach. Let's cut a longer piece so we can do more. So we can get more done. This really, now that I know what I'm doing, it'll go faster. And we're going to do the shiny side, and I think I folded this 3 times. Folded it in half and half and a half. Maybe a half again, maybe 4 times. Wow. I'm surprised that my phone isn't going wonky with this. Get the towels off of here now. Maybe move my paint so I don't put my hand in the paint. And like that. Kind of smooth this down. I'm zoomed in so you guys can see the design, so you aren't really seeing me. This is probably about 2 feet long. I think I folded this 4 times. Because this is about 3 inches. That would make sense. Because this would be 12 inches. Yeah. 4 times 3 is 12, and then I'll fold that in half. And that would make 3 inches this way for 4 times 3. 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And it's 3 inches this way, and I've got it folded 4 times. But I'm going to fold this in half one more time to make 1.5 inch squares. Meri knows a little bit about her arithmetic. Maybe not the best mathematical mind in the world, but I know what 4 times 3 is. Sometimes I'm wrong. A lot of times I'm wrong. You love the black and white checked floors they had in the brownstones in Brooklyn. Ooh, yeah. Come to think of it, when Janet, when I go to get my driver's license renewed, or have to, well, mostly the DMV, get my, just my driver's license, but my car license, our county courthouse has these tiled floors, and I did shoot a video of them, but my feet got in the way as I was walking, and I didn't want to show my shabby shoes. I should go over there and film those tiled, because it's all marble. You know, they did not go cheap. And you stop and think, I don't know what year that was built, but those people weren't rich back then, and they took the time to do really awesome architecture just on these county courthouses that some of them are getting torn down now. And now I think that's probably 1.5. Let's measure. Oh, and my phone cord is falling down. I guess it's not quite down to sea level yet. Yeah, 1.5 inches. Can I smooth it out this way a little? It's not going to matter because it's going to get all wrinkly anyway. So it's 1.5 inch, and I'm just going to go every 1.5 inches. Yeah, they did these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. let's see, how did I do that? I drew a line every 1.5 inch. I did that off of my board here. Let's get my board back. That was easier. And this has to be about 2 feet long, this piece of aluminum foil. So we're going to cut off the bad part here. If I can get in frame for you guys. Push it that way a little. There we go. And I would love, I'm sure that there are other courthouses around that haven't been destroyed yet, but why they are tearing down some of this awesome architecture, these buildings, well, I know why, is because probably, you know, some of these are, it's getting too hard to maintain them, more costly to maintain them than to just tear them down and start over new again. I'm just going to eyeball this at every 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch there, that's a 1/2 inch. We come to the next 1 inch here. And I'm just doing the squares first. So 1.5 here. And I'm only going till 10 tonight, so wherever I'm at, which would be about 1 hour and 15 minutes, I'm quitting because that's long enough. But this has been fun to play with this tiled ceiling. And we're going to use it. We're going to tile our ceiling. Tin roof ceiling. Tin roof ceiling. 1.5 there. That's the 1/2 inch. We'll go to the 1 inch mark here. And the 1/2 inch over here. Just right at the end of the, and then we're going to move this back over to the center, and we'll put it on a 1 inch mark and come to the 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch, a 1 inch. That right? Yeah. So 1.5 here. Got to make sure I'm doing this right. And I'm going to keep the same design so it'll be consistent. And again, I want to thank all the streamers who really stepped up to the plate and really did a good job. And some of them right at the last minute too, you know. Some of them were not feeling that well, and they still, I think Sylvia said she hasn't been, well, I shouldn't probably say it, but you know, she stepped up to the plate to get her video in, and you know, I appreciate that. These gals and guys who do our videos for our hops, we've got 2 guys, Bootsy Roy and Tim, Designs by CAD Pro. We got 2 guys who do our 4th Art Saturday hop. They're just a plain video hop. But, you know, they give of themselves when they do these. They give of themselves. They have to give up a part of their schedule and their life, and yeah. All right, we're going to go in and do the diagonals. And Cheryl, I thought about you saying, what if she'd ink it first? But I think I'm going to, I'd like to try that, but I'm not going to try it here tonight because I want to do this all the same way. But I will try that on something similar to this and see if it does make a difference. And I'll try it with the ink. With the paint, I don't think it's going to make a difference because I would probably be chipping off paint if I painted it before I embossed it. Well, that might work. I'll try it that way too, with the paint and with the ink. But since I started doing it this way, I'm going to end doing it this way. I'm going to continue so that I'm going to tip my camera just a little here so I can work closer to me. Where's my... and still have it be centered. I want the technique to look the same all the way through. If I change the way I go about it midway, it might change the look of it. And I want it to be halfway consistent. But that is an interesting thought. Hi, Scrappy Girl Dana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it was a very long day of hopping, wasn't it? Well, I can tell you already, we really haven't discussed it in our hop group yet, but Meri is kind of making an executive decision. Well, we kind of talked about it in our chat room yesterday. Meri's going to make an executive decision here. What do they call those? Executive orders that the presidents can do? Well, next month, what we're going to do is we're going to have an HHH, a holiday, a happy holiday hop. And the streamers can do anything they want if it's holiday related. And by holiday, we're meaning the Christmas holiday or the winter holiday, depending on what your belief is. We call it Christmas because, well, it's Christmas for us. But if you believe in the winter solstice, you can do that. But what I'm saying is don't do Valentine or Halloween or something. Keep it within the winter holiday season, Christmas or Hanukkah. You can do Hanukkah, the winter solstice, Christmas. What is that? Yeah, Hanukkah. I said Hanukkah. What is that other one with African art? What is that one? They have one too that they celebrate around the first of the year. What is that? Does anybody know? With the African art that they celebrate around the African holiday? I forget what it is. It's been well known in the last couple. Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa, am I pronouncing that right? Thank you, Janet. You could also do that if you want. So it's going to be a happy holiday hop. And you can go as long as, well, you can't go as long. You probably have to keep it to a half an hour. But if you want your, I'm talking about these streamers, the hop itself will be a half an hour always. But if they want to do a short project, they can do a short project. Or if they want to do a longer project, they can do it and then just continue it on like in the playlist, like pre-hop videos or something like that. But we're going to have a happy holiday hop. And the idea of that is to keep it stress-free. The dioramas are fairly involved to make because we like to make all these little extras like tin ceilings and clay pots and overstuffed chairs and waterfalls and under the sea scenes and master paintings. You know, it gets involved. So next month we can make it as easy as hard or as hard as our inspiration leads each one of us. And you know what? If that works, I may carry that through to next year and tell them, don't, do what you, make it as easy or as hard as you want. Sometimes the easy projects, like Deb Ferrell tonight, oh, mine is a simple one. Mine is not all that detailed and involved. And then she did this wonderful, fabulous project, and the easy ones are sometimes the ones that really are eye-appealing and people look at them and say, oh, I can do that, or it might inspire another thing that they're thinking about doing. Like I was watching Deb do those wire trees tonight. She showed at the very end of her stream, she showed us how to make a wire tree. And she also has a prep video, and the wire tree might be in her prep video too. I don't know, to tell you the truth. You know, that's something that I want to do. I go, oh, the wire trees would be, I could put a wire tree in my, you know, by my front gate, you know, and even Beth felted, and I'm going, I could felt a rug. I could felt a rug for underneath of a chair at the Meri Atelier so that our feet don't get cold when we're gathering on a Saturday afternoon to do our art journaling. Yeah, I think a rug would be nice. And I don't know about the waterfall, though. I don't see a waterfall unless we did a fountain. A fountain at the Meri Atelier would be fun, wouldn't it? But I'm never going to get all that fit in this little box. So might have to just keep that as a future thought, a fountain. It would be fun to have a fountain at the Meri Atelier. How come I never thought of that before? We need a fountain. Not a drinking fountain. A fountain with a statue in it. Probably of a cat. Oh dear. We have cats all over the place in the Meri Atelier. You'd think that this was Catville. But actually we got some little gnomes. We could have a statue of a gnome. I don't know. Gnomes are a new... We've just discovered the gnome community at the Meri Atelier. We just discovered that we have gnomes roaming around. Mystery solved from last October. I always felt like I was walking down the street at the Meri Atelier and there was always somebody watching me. And I couldn't figure out, you know, anybody else have that problem? And I made it one of my mystery stories. And, you know, you all came up with all these, well, I saw this at, you know, and y'all came up with some good mysteries. But then I got on to something else and the story kind of went into a cold case. We didn't talk about it anymore. And then little Ruby Rose showed up and I'm going, well, mystery solved. It was all these gnomes looking at us, but we didn't know they existed. We didn't know they were there. So maybe we could put Ruby Rose statue on our fountain or something. I don't know. We'll have to think about that one. We'll have to, currently we have a flagpole in the center of our roundabout. We might have to go to the other side of the street where the roundabout is and put another roundabout in and put a fountain with a gnome statue in it of Ruby Rose. Don't let me forget that. I should write it down in my Society of Idea Collector book, but I'm busy doing this right now. I'm busy creating what is this, cat on a hot tin roof for little Bandit. Better stay off of the tin tiles here, or we'll have a cat on a hot tin tile. Oh, dear me. You've never seen it, Riri says. What have you ever seen, Riri? This reminds me of the bowling scoreboard. Oh, Cheryl, it's a tin roof, not a bowling scoreboard. It does kind of, doesn't it? The bowling sheet where they do all those strikes. Look at all these strikes that we have here. Strike, strike, strike. Pretty soon you're bowling 480. I was not a good bowler. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the activity, but I was really, the awards that I won, we were in a bowling league when I worked. One of my office mates asked me if I would substitute, and all of a sudden it turned into buying a bowling ball and bowling shoes, but I was never really that good. But you know, the awards that I won at the end of the season was, she tried the hardest. She tried the hardest. I think I got 2 of those awards. I was pretty proud of them. You know, if you can't bowl up into the high points like your pro bowlers and the team, you know, and there were some pretty good bowlers on that team. I could never compete with them. But our team on the league got into the finals, and we had some pretty good bowlers in it. But all right, so I'm going to do the embossed triangles in here, and I just try to not have to go over them 10 times, do them good. And here, what did Mina say? I keep remembering the simplicity and elegance of hot glue icicles with glitter. Yes, it was Vanessa who did hot glue icicles on her diorama, her Christmas diorama. She did hot glue icicles. How cool! How cool was that? Ooh, that got a little big there. I thought all of the dioramas they all exceeded my expectations. I was pleasantly, not surprised isn't the good word, entertained. You know, it was just an entertaining hop to see all the different takes on the word diorama. You guys did a bang-up job today. And Becky said that she would finish hers in a video. I'm sure she'll finish it. I don't think she was feeling too good today. So we understand and we love you, Becky, if you're out there listening. She said that because Becky was doing an exploding canvas, and in our chat today, she was working on some of the pieces that go inside of it. But I don't think she was feeling good, so she'll be back. I'm sure of it. We love our Becky. Send her go to Becky's channel and give her some thumbs up and some good comments. Let her know that she's really appreciated. Would you do that? I know you guys do, but go there and, you know, since we do live streams, and I've noticed this across all YouTube, especially for the people that do live streams who used to do videos, you don't get as many comments. I don't get as many I get comments, but I don't get as many as I used to. So go to Becky and bomb her videos with really good comments. Let's do a Becky bomb. Let's bomb her. And I'll do that when I'll either do it tomorrow because I'm getting kind of tired, or when I get done streaming here. Let's bomb Becky's video with really good comments and thumbs ups. We can't get in there in the chats anymore because her live streams are over, but let's give Becky some support. And everybody, but I'm just, you know, I want to do a Becky bomb. Let's bombard Becky with comments and thumbs ups. If you haven't, Shower Janet, could you put in Becky's, a link to Becky's channel? I mean, and most of you know Becky, but there might be somebody in here who watching the replay or something that doesn't know Becky. Put a link to her channel and let's go support her big time. Becky is a very giving person. She gave away 10. She made them, first of all, she made 10 little journals in her stream, in one stream. It would have taken me 5 streams to do 10 journals. She did 10 of them, and then she gave them away. And she mailed them out in the next, well, it had to be the next day. She mailed them out. I already got mine, and I'm going to write letters in mine. Letters to you guys. So Becky is a very generous, giving person. She made for that dress a little girl, a dress a girl project that was going on in October. She did 15 dresses. I couldn't get through one without making a mistake. I might be able to get it put together. I might get it cut out. She did 15 of them. So let's support our Becky. You did the first page today in her journal. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Janet, for dropping that link. Janet says it would be wonderful if all of today's Hop participants could post a completed diorama photo in Phibbsville. So if you're one of the Hop participants, maybe listening to this, if you could go to Phibbsville, if you're a member of Phibbsville, if you're not a member, we invite you to join. There's a link in the description box below, and I'm sure Janet has the link. Answer the questions. They're not hard. And drop a link to a picture of your completed diorama. And you can even drop a link to the video, I believe, so that they could watch maybe the final video, or if you did, like Diana did hers all in one stream today, did a wonderful diorama of Starry Night. Just blew my mind. And it really blew the mind of everybody there. Beautiful, beautiful video. And then she told us all about Van Gogh while she was doing that. Well, she had a voiceover, I believe. But yeah, very cool. Very cool to interpret a master painting. What is Mary doing? She's scribbling on tin foil. She's scribbling on aluminum foil. She's making cat on a hot tin tile. A hot tin tile. Bandit, you better stay off of these tiles. Be a cat on a hot tin tile. Thank you, Janet. Yes, Janet says yes. Post a link along with the photo. Well, I think Sylvia's was finished. I think Gigi's was finished, but she might add more to it. And Lahr, I think hers is finished too. She put the finishing touches on right at the very end there. She put little Winnie the Pooh in the overstuffed chair, and she put honey pots in the cupboard. She made a new table. She wasn't happy with her table, so she made a new one with a tablecloth. Excellent job, Anne. Excellent. She paneled the wall and put wallpaper on the walls. I mean, she did all that. Well, she did the wallpaper this morning, but I think she even had a little lamp, if I remember right. She had a little lamp. Darling scene. And I have to confess, I'm Winnie the Pooh ignorant. I guess I'm going to have to go read some of the books. But Anne was saying that the Winnie the Pooh nowadays isn't the same that it was years ago. And that's interesting. So I might get disappointed if I read a modern Winnie the Pooh. I'll just take your guys' word for it that Winnie the Pooh was a cool bear. Diana says, thank you, Mary, you're looking. Oh, that's okay, Diana. You're very welcome. And thank you. Thank you for your support. I'm just about done here. I'm just about ready to paint and rub paint on it, and I got to do my circles yet, but they won't take long. Rub some, darken it a little, and cut it apart. Let's do the circles. Boy, it's really warm in here. Anne looked up the Weather Channel for me today while we were in the chat room, and she said, Mary, you got a nice weekend. It's going to be nice through Tuesday. And I said, the good Lord is giving me one more chance to get my yard garden, my bulbs planted and my bird feeder cleaned, and I get one more chance before the snow flies to get my yard work done. Maybe rake some of the leaves over into our garden so that they'll decompose, and my brother will till them in next year. And I had purchased some mums in August, which was probably a big mistake, but that's when they had them out. But our August was extreme heat here, and those poor mums just did not like it. We thought they were dead, but we've since had rain, a couple big rainstorms, and I think that all the blooms withered away, but I think that the base of the plant, I'm going to have to go out and check them. I think the base of the plant is still good, and they might survive into next year. I'm hoping, beyond hope, that my mums will be good next year. And I planted them in a different spot this year. Well, I didn't plant mums. My brother had mums, and my brother planted mums many, many years ago. And last year, you know, they have a lifespan, and they were still doing good a couple years ago, but last year was the last year for them. All right, I guess we're gonna paint this before I snip it. So let's get where did I put that over here? And I think I still have good paint on here. And what time is it? It's 10 after 9. So we might do this one and then start arranging what I have. I'll probably have to do more. But we'll arrange what I have on the ceiling. And I was thinking about gluing them down to a base and putting the base in, but I'm kind of rethinking that now. I gotta do a little swiping here. Oh, am I off camera? Am I off? Sorry about that. Let's move this over. See the difference? This is the tin roof here. This is the tin roof, and this is the shiny. I have to think who recently said, if you like the shiny, use it. If you don't, where did I see that? Now it'll bother me all night, whether you like the shiny or the dull. Was that Rosemary? She was gilding, and she got it all gilded, and of course the gilding is a shiny gold. And she said, Mary, you can leave it gold shiny if you have to, but I prefer it antiqued, I guess was she said, because, you know, gilding does, I don't know if gold tarnishes, but I don't know. Gold doesn't really tarnish. I wonder how come she antiqued it. Gold shouldn't tarnish, Rosemary. But she I guess if you're a sarcophagus and in the ground, it gets dirty. Janet said it's a breezy 48 degrees right now. And I have my living room window open just a couple inches. It's cold, but I love it. Yeah, you get that little, kind of the last breath of fresh air before winter comes. I'm just happy that our front door closes and locks. It was very humid here during the summer. And when that happens, the wood expands in our door and it's hard to close it tight and lock it. Well, we locked the outer door. We locked that all up, so I feel safe. But when it gets colder, and we've had some colder weather, when it gets colder, that wood will, the moisture in the wood will dry up. And you can close the door and actually lock it. And I do like to lock our doors, even in a small town. You want to lock your door. Even in a small town. And we had an incident, not here in Harvard, but in a town not far from here. A little far, but not real far. Kind of south of us, more down where my parents used to live. And grain elevator, you know, this is the harvest season. Well, the harvest season's about over with now, but a disgruntled employee, I'm just pointing out that crime can happen even in these smaller towns. I mean, it happens less frequently because we don't have the same population number. But anyway, a disgruntled employee got fired. Well, then he got disgruntled. He got fired and it made him mad. He came back and just started shooting. I think he killed 2 people, and luckily somebody in there, manager or somebody, they had a gun in there and they shot him. And of course, you know, they could do that because he was taking the lives of other people. They didn't get charged. Self-defense, you know. And yeah, that can happen even in these small towns. So I tell my brother, lock your doors. And especially now with the drug problem that we have in the United States, you know, people, they can break into your house and do a home invasion for $10 worth of whatever they take. All right, I'm going to wipe this a little. Mary's just off on our soapbox. Just saying, we have crime here. Although I wouldn't say that we personally have experienced it. Well, my brother had, he's got a decent garage now, but that old garage, the doors didn't lock or anything, and he had some things stolen from him. But that happens. But now it's all locked up good. But the little stray kitty doesn't have a home there anymore. The stray kitty used to crawl in the old door that was broken to get warm during the winter. And I guess he's going to have to find another home. My brother said that his significant other used to feed that stray kitty. And I saw it out there the other day, and I'm going, there's no way that little kitty can get in our garage anymore. And my brother sure isn't going to cut a cat door for it. All right, I kind of cleaned the ink or the paint off my hands. Deb said, what did Deb? Deb said it's 37 now, very windy and down to 28 tonight. Well, Deb, you're just south of me, aren't you? I think Deb is south of me in the next state down. Or the next 2 states down, I forget. You just can't take any kind of chill anymore. Yeah. All right, I'm going to cut these. And we'll start arranging again. And I think we'll arrange, I think I'll just tile them on in my box. And am I going to glue them? What would be for aluminum foil? Should I put double-sided tape down? I love my double-sided tape. And maybe if I put a big strip on it. Now these are only 1.5 inch. The double-sided tape is 2 inches. So I'll have a 1/2 inch poking out. Unless I do it, well, we'll see. I'm thinking double-sided tape because it's so permanent. And, you know, I could glue, but wet glue gets messy. And the double-sided, just the Dollar Tree double-sided tape is, I don't trust it to last as long as the double-sided tape. This one looks a little thin again. That one looks a little thin. Maybe for a corner or something. Southeast Missouri. Oh, you're south of St. Louis. I used to go down to St. Louis all the time. Maybe not southeast, though. Used to go over to St. Louis all the time to stitch with my friends when I lived in Indianapolis. Oh, those were the days. I was thinking about that. No way would I get in my car and drive 3 states away. All right, we are going to get my box out. And we're going to tile the roof. And I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to see this. I want the side with the handle to be the ceiling. And that's right here. I'm going to zoom out. Because you're just going to see black. Let me zoom out. Hold on. That's as far as it'll go. But I'm going to tip it this way. Maybe if I go... Well, this is the ceiling here. Maybe if I slant it a little... Let me put something strong behind that. This jar of water. Ooh, I don't trust it. I don't have a lid on it. I need something to rest this on. Let me sit down. What can I rest it on? Well, I could just hold on to it. That's not going to work either. Well, it could work. You guys can see that if I could just... I don't trust my water jar because if I bump it, I'd spill water behind me. And then it would go on my surge protector and cause a short and set the curtains on fire. But my glass of water here has a lid on it, so let's put that behind me. That's a little big. Let's put it back this way a little. Now, can you guys see that? You can see inside of it. Let's move it back a little more. There, you guys can see that. Now, I'm going to put double-sided tape here. We're going to start with it. This is the ceiling. It looks like the floor now, but it's the ceiling. Let me get out my double-sided tape. It's behind me. Underneath everything here, if I keep digging, there it is. Let me put this here. All right. And I need my old scissors. Don't use your good scissors for cut double-sided tape because they'll just get all gummy. Southeast, see, pretty much a straight south of St. Louis, a straight line south of St. Louis. Very cool. Now, while I'm doing this, I am going to tip it up so that I can get a good bond in there. So you guys won't see me be putting the double-sided tape down. And, of course, it's crooked. And... it's not going to pull up, so I'm going to cut that. Let me cut it. It's crooked from the start. And that happens with double-sided. Well, that happens with anything I do. It's crooked from the start. Let's pull this off. Let me get it cut here. That's whacking it. I'm whacking it because I can't see where I'm going. It's just whacking it. One more whack. It's dark in that box. Can't see where the scissors are. Why isn't it coming off? It's stuck on my hands. Why isn't it coming off there? It's just a couple little threads. A couple little wacky threads. All right. Now it's still stuck. Hold on. This is not going to be as easy as it looks. It's only the tape that's giving me trouble, but it's such good, strong tape that I want to use it. Let's just pull this piece off that's crooked. All right, we'll throw that away. Now, I'm going to stand up and tip this box this way where you guys can see it, maybe. And, of course, it's stuck to my box. I'm thinking what I'm going to do for the outside of my box is I want red bricks. And I think I'm going to do a stenciling project where I stencil, but then I want bay windows. I want bay windows. We're gonna, the reason I use this box with the lid is when we're all done and I'm tired of looking at it, you know, and I'm ready to put it away, I can just put the lid on it. But if I put bay windows over here, if I try to put it away with the bay windows on it, it's gonna cause a problem because the bay windows will get all torn. So I'm going to put a box in a box. I'll have a box ready that will hold a size 12-inch or 12.5-inch or whatever it is box. I'll put it in a box. But that won't happen until I'm tired of looking at it. I'll probably put it up on one of my bookshelves. Let's put my water glass over here. Now I'm going to stand up and see if I can't put this tape. This is the ceiling right here. It's got the little side embellishment on it. I'm going to see if I can't just put this tape down flat. Oh, that worked so much better. That worked so much better. Now, the next piece might be more of a challenge, but see, putting this tape on here will also strengthen this area where these two sides meet. Because this is a box on top of a box. This box is only about 3 inches deep. So, and I cut the bottom out of one. I'm just kind of guesstimating how much tape I'll need here. And let me cut this. And here's where I cut it from before. Now that's the magic cover. And I'm hoping that I have enough here. And see, this is why you want to use old scissors. And see if I can't. Duct tape you can tear, but I don't think this tears very well. Let's cut it this way. And it won't matter if it's a little raggedy here because I'm going to put tile over it. There. Now, 3 rows. 3 rows will be at 1.5 inch, will be 4.5 inches, and this is 4. Now, I got to see where does this end, right? This is going to be the challenge. Putting that right next to the piece that's already there. And I'm hoping I'm having it straight. It might not be total, it might overlap a little, but I think I have it. Now, I think I have enough room here to do another row, but I probably won't need, I might have to snip some of my tiles in half. We'll see. And you know what I'm going to do? Where's that release paper? let's take a piece of this release paper and put on here. It's kind of weird, but I can't do everything with 2 hands. I have to have 10. And let me snip here. Let me snip that off. Or it could tear. And over here. Because I have found on here that this double-sided tape cuts better if you have release paper on both sides. And I hope that magic cover will do it. Okay. So we want it cut right about there. I'm just kind of holding it with my hands, and let's see how this cuts. See, it cuts a lot easier if you have release paper on both sides. Your scissors don't stick to that one side. Now, I'm not sure that this magic cover is magic release paper. Let's see if it tears off. Well, sort of. Let me sit down again. We might have to cut that little bit off, and I don't think it's going to tear off. So let me snip this off, and I'll use a piece of tape that I have over there. This will be a little short because this wasn't true release. That's magic cover for the contact paper. It's not a double-sided tape release paper. I was just hoping. Okay, I'm going to put this right in here. And I'll have a little piece right there, and I just happen to have, from another project, I didn't throw this little piece away. And we're going to put it right there. Now, the next challenge is getting the release paper off of this so I can tile it. But let's get all this mess off my desk over here. And I'll put my double-sided tape over here. And I don't know if I'll need my scissors, but let's move all of this scrappy stuff off because it's starting to annoy me. And I've got 3 pair of scissors out here. And more scrap. Let's put my scissors away. I might need one. I'll keep one out. I don't need my score tool anymore. Ink pen. There's some. All right. We want my clusters, though. Let's put this pair of scissors away. All right. So what I want to do is kind of tip this so you guys can see it, hopefully. And we're going to hopefully start from the back. I might have to get it. Let me put my embossing tool away. Penelope, I need a needle again. And hopefully I can pull this release paper in here off. I might have to get it up to my nose to do it. It's coming. Just need to get a hold of it here. Hold on. Hold the phone. It's coming. It's just stubborn. And I'm not going to tear it all the way down. Maybe about 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches, and we'll just do the Becky bend here. Do the Becky bend. And the next one is coming really good, about 3 inches. Can I come in a little bit more so you guys can see it a little bit better? About 3 inches, and then the last one is right here, and it's got a little bit of a wrinkle there, but I don't, yeah, I think I can take care of that. I don't think that'll matter. And let's pull this release paper back about 3 inches. Now this is the ceiling. This isn't the floor. But I'm doing it as if, because I got to get in there. Now I'm going to start. Let's set this over here for a moment. Let's turn my light up a little and just set that there. So we're going to do 9 again off of these tiles. Just push them there, and actually we can do these because they're all placed. Let me get them down here. They're all placed in a pattern for us. Let's pull it over a little. All right, and move my box back over here where you guys can see. Are we good? All right, I'm going to start with this one up here, and I'm just going to place it in there on that tile. And we're just going to let it go down onto the double-sided tape. I might have to pull this a little bit more. And then the next one, and I'm trusting that these are all like I want them. And we're just going to tile this roof, this ceiling, right there, and maybe just a little bit more here. And we can always put that release paper back. My finger's sticking on it. And push it down so it sticks. That double-sided tape is the right thing to use for this because it holds on to this pretty good. Well, not so much there. Why not? Because I don't have any tape. Oh, I see. My aluminum foil is coming up. Look, my fold on my aluminum foil. Let's put some glue on that. Hold the phone. You're not going to tip, are you? Now, I need 10 hands. Oh, and this is the one where the lid is coming off. Hold on. Wrong one. These glue sticks, eventually, as you use them, the tip gets stuck in the cap. And I'm not sure why that happens, but it does happen. Let's use a little glossy accent on that. It's right. It's right here somewhere, my last wheel. I don't want to fight with that other. Let's put some glossy accent on this. I'm hoping the others won't do that too. But with an old building that was built in 1898, uh-oh, is it going to stick there? Where's my pen? We didn't want it to stick down. There we go. With an old building that was built in 1898, you got to expect a little... Is that going to stick? It should. Let's put some more glossy accent on it. You got to expect a little repair work on your tiles. That's a lot. Let's tip it this way. There. Little tile work going on the ceiling. Little bit of repair tile work going on. Okay. Now let's go to the next row, which I put the 2 circles together here, and I'm trying to get them even as I can. That one might be a little wider. We'll see. No, I think it's going to be fine. And then the 2 vertical lines. Oops. Boy, once it's down, it's down. It's down once it's down. But what I'm afraid is going to happen is this. I just folded this tile work, the aluminum foil. So this is a lesson. If you use aluminum foil, glue the layers down. Glue the layers down. This is a lesson for Meri. I didn't glue it down. I just folded it. And it doesn't like just to be folded. It pops up here. Let me glue this down. Hold on. It's my pen. I don't want you to stick there. Well, I'm going to have some more glue there. It's popping back up. It's an old building. The tile work needs work. There we go. And, whoops, it's fallen on me because I don't have 10 hands. Where's my pen? I want to put it back in here. I'm going to have to do it again here. I think on all of these I'll probably end up gluing them down, but let's see what happens. Put that one down. Yeah, see, once I get the down, then the other one wants to pop up. So, lesson learned, I'll glue them down. Because I used more than one layer because I wanted a nice emboss. I like what's happening though. And I'll hold it up closer so you guys can see it when I'm done. All right, let's set this on its side here, and I'm going to see if I can't. See, they're good until I get them glued down, and that tape grabs a hold of it, and then the other side pops open like that. Let's put some glue in here. And just kind of, I get my finger all filled in with glossy accent here. Let's just glue these down. So there's that one. And you have to understand, I've never done this before. So I'm learning as I'm doing this. And you can learn right along with me if unless you're so smart that you already knew that would happen. All right, that one goes this way. And then the third one goes this way again. And it pops open here. What time is it? It's 9:41. I'll probably just get this done. We'll see where I am once I get this section done. Whoops, come on. So that goes this way. All right, let's tip it again. Can you guys see? This one will go in here, and hopefully I got it glued down enough. Whoops. I want it close to the side here, right in there. Now it's a little crooked. Can I lift that up again? I don't know. It's like it's one and done. Yeah, it's pulling up, but it's sticky pulling up. Come on, let go of it. Come on. There. Yeah, messed up my tile a little. That's okay. It's an old building. We understand, Mary. It's an old building. It doesn't quite fit. Let's change it to this one. This one fits better. Still a little crooked, but I think I can take care of that. And then it's this one with the circles. Comes in here. Right in there. This might lift up a little. I might have to, I'll come back to that later. And then this one, whoops, move that back a little. This one goes this way, right in here. Right in there. All right, now I just have, I'm going to put some on there. Let's see, those are circles, and then I'll cut them off to match the edge of the box. It'll be maybe like a 1/4 inch. So there's that one. This one is there's a little gap in there. And I'm going to have to go in and glue these down. This is too thin. Let's pull that up. That's too thin. Come on, get off of there. Let's do this one. Yeah, I need a wider one. That one was an awful wide one. Hold on. How did that one get so wide? This one? Yeah. Right in there. Oops. Except it's the wrong way. Pull it up again if I can. Oops. Gotta do some tin work, tile. Don't want the ceiling falling in on you. We wanted the circles down here. I'll go in and glue it better after I get them in there. There. And then we'll use this one maybe here. Yes. That's working for me. And then one more with the circles. And this one was a thin one. Because I just cut these mostly eyeballing, measuring. There we go. Okay, now I'm not going to do the rest of this tonight because it's getting late. We're just going to fold this release paper back a little, like so. Maybe score it down a little here. Burnish it down a little. I could cut it off, but then I'd have to find a pull tab on it again. There. But let me get up closer here, and I'll have to go back in and make sure that, you know, things like that are glued down. This was a learning. This was a, it seems to only be, it seems to only be the middle, like I folded in half and then half again. And it seems to be the middle half. The two halves seem to melt together. I think I got enough on there. Let's just hold on to that. Oh, it's running down the, where's my towel here? Let's wipe that up. Although that wouldn't hurt it to get a little glossy accent on there. Probably won't hurt it. All right, now let me show you to where you can see it better. Let me get up. I have to stand up to do this. And I've got about 1/3 of the ceiling tiled. Yes, we do. Let me hold it up so you can see it. There's the ceiling tiles there. Now, of course, as a diorama, it will be, I'll have to, I'm going to trim this off here. I'll be trimming the top part off. But I might wait till I have it all tiled. But as a diorama, of course, it's going to be on the ceiling. Now, if I set this up on a top shelf, that will show because you'll be looking up at it. And that'll be kind of cool. Set it up high so you can see the tin ceiling. Yeah. So this diorama is not going to happen tonight. It's going to happen over a course of time. But it'll be fun to watch it grow, won't it? It'll be fun to watch it grow. So I wish I could just, you know what I think I'm going to do? Let's set this aside. I've got a few minutes yet before 10. Exactly 2. let's get this piece of paper out, or maybe even a clean one. That means I have to jump up again and grab a piece of clean typing paper. I bought my brother a new ream of paper because I've been using all his typing papers. Of course, he doesn't care because he never uses it anymore. Let's clean the tip off of my glossy accent. And where's my needle? Let's put that in here. Like that, and put that away. All right, so what I want to do now is just arrange these for a thumbnail. So we're going to go like this, and this, and this. And we'll see how many I can do. They look really neat this way, but getting them in that box, what I'm going to have to do is go in here on these and make sure all of these are glued down. And then when I do another set, I'll make sure that they are glued down before I cut them and everything. As I do them, I'll glue them down so I won't have to go in and repair. It's a learning experience. This is one that I think I ripped out. It's a learning experience. This one is a short one. Let's pull that out. And like this. And this. But I'm really happy with how these are turning out. I think they're really cool. And I guess I'm going to have to use that short one, but we'll use it last. I think it looks like a tin roof. I'll zoom in a little on this so you guys can see it better. All right, let me zoom in. It'll take a better picture anyway. Straighten that up a little. Oops, that's a little too much. There, let me move this down. There's my tin roof. How cool, how fun that was. And of course, if I turn this light a little, you might see it a little better. Or maybe if I turn it the other way. There, maybe like that. Hi, Beth. Beth is our art barn lady from, I want to say British Columbia. Am I right about that, Beth? I haven't seen you for a while. Welcome, welcome, Beth. She came in just a minute ago, didn't you? Welcome, Beth. Thank you, Diana. Mina says, Mary, when the ceiling is complete, would a layer of Mod Podge on it help? Yeah, it probably would. That's a good idea. Put a layer after we get it all tiled, to put a layer over it to keep it, hold it down in place. That's an excellent idea, Mina. And I don't think the Mod Podge will ruin the shine. And even if it does dull the shine a little, they're tin tiles. So tin tiles will probably be more dull than aluminum tiles. Oh. Beth says hello to everybody. Yes, British Columbia. It was so fun to watch Beth build the art barn. That was a couple years ago, wasn't it? And she actually, I think, designed and built it. She says she's been busy over on TikTok, not watching YouTube so much these days. Well, come back. I'm not on TikTok, Beth. TikTok is so much fun. Oh, I don't know. I guess if that's what you enjoy, I miss you, though. I miss you. But if you're having fun on TikTok, I want you to be where you're having fun. Mina says, real tin tiles are kind of non-shiny. All right. So we'll put them a layer of Mod Podge after we get them all on there. Beth, I am designing, you probably are, I don't know how familiar you are with our story of the Meri Atelier, which is an old department general store in my fictional story in Phibbsville. But I'm doing the inside. We're doing dioramas tonight. And I wish you could see all the, if you have time, there's a playlist of what went on today. Go watch some of them. Diana did a diorama of Van Gogh's Starry Night. Blew us away. Just blew us away. And Lahr did a diorama of a little Winnie the Pooh in his room, and she made a little table, and she made little clay pots that she put in a cupboard, and she made an overstuffed chair, and she put Winnie the Pooh in it. It was just darling, the work that went into these. Gigi, Mrs. Gigi, did a diorama of a waterfall that's located near her home. And Sylvia did an undersea diorama. And, oh, Deb Ferrell. Deb Ferrell did this diorama. She says, oh, mine's just simple. It blew us away. It was beautiful. She did it in a little box, and she painted a nighttime scene, which is a challenge in itself, and she made it look so dimensional before she even put any dimension in it. And she put a wire tree with a silver bird in it. It was just gorgeous. And she varnished the outside of it, and it made it look like it was shellacked. It was just cool. You've made it a miniature art gallery. You made a miniature art gallery recently. Oh, that's cool. I don't suppose that's on your channel, is it? I don't suppose there's a video of it on your channel. You're going to have to make us a video, Beth. Artie Dawes says all of them were really beautiful. Thank you, ladies. Yes, they were, weren't they, Artie? So I said that I was going to get off of here by 10 o'clock tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I've been up since and going all day today. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. Started out doing the open collab that I made a lace doll, paper doll, with a lace skirt with Susan Hiles. She did an open collab, and I wanted to participate in that because I've been enjoying the open collabs. I don't want to lose track of those. And then we went right into the hops, and they go all morning, and then we have a break in the afternoon, and they start up again in the evening. So I'm getting a little tired, and I'm sure a lot of you are too. Beth says, on TikTok. It's on TikTok, Beth says. But Beth, I have to be honest, I unloaded my TikTok. I had to make room on my phone, and I had to make some choices. I don't watch much TikTok. I do watch TikTok videos that get put up on YouTube, though. There are a lot of people who will upload TikTok videos on YouTube, mostly in the shorts. Mostly in the shorts. I see several TikToks. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much. And thank you, Beth, for popping in and saying hello. Yeah, everybody worked hard today. And thank you so much, Beth, for dropping in. And welcome to anybody else that I missed out there. Welcome and thanks for joining us. And if you have some time, here's my thing. Go bomb Aunt Beck's channel with really good thumbs up and comments. Let her know how much we appreciate her. She is a very generous person, and you know, everybody needs some encouragement. Everybody needs some encouragement, and let's let Aunt Beck know how much we appreciate her. So, and who knows, I might, if this works, I might say, let's go bomb somebody else with comment. Don't do thumbs down and don't put in snide remarks. Encourage her. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thank you, Janet, for being a really good mod. And Cheryl was out here too, I think. Yeah, Cheryl was here. Ann I think, was in here earlier. But thank you to the mods. And thank you very much to everybody who sent me super chats tonight. That encouraged me. It's been a bit of a stressful, rough day. And to see that happen, you guys, you knocked it out of the water. And I really appreciate it. We appreciate you coming to our streams. Okay. Have a great weekend and make it a memory. Bye.